Epictetus says, "But I haven't at any time been hindered in my will, nor forced against it. And how is this possible? I have bound up my choice to act with the will of God. God wills that I be sick. Such is my will. He wills that I should choose something. So do I. He wills that I reach for something, or something be given to me. I wish for the same. What God doesn't will, I do not wish for." And this is from the Discourses 4:1-8-9. I'll be doing a little ruminating on different spiritual quotes and philosophers and teachers. And I picked this one first because to me it is very Buddhist. Buddha taught that you need to see things as they are. And that, of course, is my interpretation and perspective on Buddha's teaching. We need to see things as they are. And sometimes we don't want those things to be the way they are. So then we have an aversion or a dislike, or we have stress from that because it is that way and there's nothing we can do about it. We just have to deal with it. And one of the ways that Epictetus says to deal with it is to practice acceptance. It's God's will that I be sick. It's God's will that I do things as He wills, because whatever happens to me is God's will. And if something is given to me or taken away, that's God's will. And so I accept God's will as it is. God decrees it. I accept it. And in Buddhism, acceptance is the practice of not fighting against what is. And when we accept what is, we can learn to let go and make peace with it in order to live better lives. Doesn't mean we have to agree with it. We don't have to like what's happening. But if we can accept it, step back and accept it, and then as Epictetus says, the philosopher says, if we step back and see it as God's will for me to experience this experience, and instead of fighting it, I accept it and experience it as something that I personally need to go through, I personally need to learn from, I personally can have something that I have gone through that I can help someone else go through. So if we can practice acceptance for one day, we can learn how to do it on deeper levels. Take today and practice accepting what is. One of the ways that you can do that is by saying whatever situation you're in that you don't want it to be that way, you just accept it. It is what it is. And then as soon as you catch yourself fighting against it or feeling stressed or saying, I want things to be different, you return to that. I'm practicing acceptance. It is what it is. I am going through this, and it's okay to go through this. And take today or tomorrow and use one step further and practice accepting what is as God's will and not going against what is as God's will. The part of the quote that says, "What God doesn't will, I do not wish for." Within Buddhism, they have this hungry ghost. And the hungry ghost is always craving and it can't get full. The teaching is when we have craving, we are creating more suffering for ourselves. So we're reaching and wanting and desiring, and because we don't have it, we suffer. That is craving. And Epictetus says that if we don't have it, God doesn't will for us to have it. So we let that go and accept it as God's will that we don't have it. May you be free from suffering. May you find peace, and may you come to understand acceptance in your life doesn't mean agreeing, but it does mean making peace and understanding and finding another way to get through it. Take care, folks. I love you.